has done exactly what gold needs to do. Anyone that is listening to this call and owns gold should understand that he is a phenomenal investor in 2022. Gold has done amazing. Bitcoin, which people were like, this is the digital gold. Well, no. And just like silver went to $11.99 in April of 2020, it's doing the same thing. It's liquidating down because of dollar strength. Flip side that, and have a big rally in silver once the dovish pivot comes.
Hey everyone, thank you so much for watching Yankee Stacking. Today, Lior Gantz joins me to discuss the stock market, the overall economy, the likelihood of a recession, and what all this means to precious metals, silver, and gold. Lior is an investment expert and a longtime gold and silver stacker himself. He is the co-founder of Gold Standard Media and the creator of the Wealth Research Group. So don't forget to hit the like button, the thumbs up right down there, because you are going to really like what you hear from Lior about stacking gold and silver and investing in these volatile times. Hi, Lior. Welcome back. Great to see you again.
Good to be back.
We're going to end our discussion today with gold and silver and what price levels we see for the back half of 2023. But first, let's reflect on 2022 so far. We just witnessed the worst first half for the stock market in 50 years.
No, this has been the largest wealth destruction in human history. It's been the worst first 6 months of the year for treasury bonds since the year 1887. Yeah, no, I said 1887. So understand you're already living through unprecedented market turmoil. The one thing that's missing is a bear market for the Dow Jones. So the Russell 2000 is down like 36%. NASDAQ is 33%, and the S&P 500 is between 22 and 23%. But Apple has been holding up the Dow Jones so far. And it's out of a bear market. There's also some big oil in there. So to me, that indicates that we're not done yet. People have to realize we are going into a phase that will not be as we've seen. We've all lived, if you're not over 70, just in the world of globalization. Every year, every decade, you're seeing more goods. People in America that I speak with, everyday people, they're like, I didn't even know that a shelf can be empty. What is that? What is that phenomenon? And I didn't know that gas could be this high. I didn't know that food could be a problem. I didn't know that the house, I can wait for 2 years for a house. These are all things that will now become more and more part of life. You've seen what's happening in airports now with lost baggage, not enough workers, thousands of flights canceled. Materials are going to be problematic. It's all of the delicate supply chains that we've had around the world are unraveling, and this is a period where everyone should think about preservation of capital and be very strategic with investments. It's literally not the time to just dollar cost average into indices and believe that the NASDAQ is going to triple easily and the S&P 500 is coming back. And we are in different territory.
Get ready for SD Bullion's Monster Box sweepstakes that includes 500 Silver Eagles. You could be the next lucky recipient of a phone call like this.
This is Dr. Tyler Wall, CEO of SD Bullion. Well, I'm calling you to let you know that you won the SD Bullion giveaway of a Monster Box of Silver Eagles.
So click the link below for your chance to win.
I just read today that the Atlanta Fed's GDP Now model is signaling, surprise, surprise, that Q2 GDP may be -2. And real wage earnings are collapsing as well. Lior, I think we're already 6 months into this recession. What do you
Yes.
think?
Yes, we are in an inflationary recession. And so what that means, the markets are going to continue to deceive Main Street. In other words, the market started to price in a recession in November of 2021, and in December I started looking at Google Trends. Auto loans were plummeting. iPhone sales were plummeting. I already saw in December that this 2022 will be a very bad year. Um, and I think that the markets are going to start to price in the recovery way before Main Street. So don't be surprised if the second half of the year will be actually a climbing out of this bottom for the stock market way before the actual Main Street indicators will show it.
I really believe that the Fed has lost its credibility or is on the verge of losing it completely. I think it comes when they quickly move from fighting inflation to fighting a recession. And I think that fight for the recession will be much, much bigger than it ever was going to be against inflation. What do you think?
So two things. I think that the Fed is losing credibility because the government uh, is the worst government in U.S. history. Biden is the pivotal failure point. They didn't work with municipalities on how to find construction workers and get housing going, how to help the ports, the port authorities, how to keep those running 24/7, how to get more truckers, more forklift workers. This is not the Fed. The Fed is a bank. The Fed is a bank. It can raise interest rates, lower interest rates, sell the balance sheet, buy a balance sheet.
Right.
It can influence the stock market and our behavior financially, but it will never, ever, ever change the price at the pump directly. Biden is going to go after the oil execs as he's done.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to say these guys are not producing. That's their fault. They're in charge of this problem. He's going to keep blaming the war in Europe for food prices. So he has his scapegoats, but when it comes to elections, it's over. You can point the finger throughout the year. Election time, you need to do things. You need to show the voters I am doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I think the second half is going to be flooded with solutions.
How about gold and silver? Metals seem to be, I guess you could say, held hostage between the forces of inflation and the threat of recession and all that. Is gold set for a new all-time high this year? And if so, under what conditions?
Let's start with silver. Silver is in a situation where it's almost touching 19. Maybe it's 19 something when
Yeah,
I'm
it broke
doing
through
this
20 today. Yep.
Okay, so silver is the most inversely correlated asset in the world to the U.S. dollar. The U.S. dollar is at a 21-year high. The U.S. dollar feels today just like it felt in 2001 when you had the dot-com bubble and a panic sell. So when you settle anything, when you sell your Tesla, your Apple, your Microsoft, your whatever stock, you settle it in dollars. So there's a huge demand for dollars right now because everyone is moving to cash. Okay, just like you had in COVID in March and April of 2020. It's the same thing. Then you had 9/11 in 2001. Now you have Putin in 2022. Same thing. A shock that's a macro shock. People are in cash, meaning that technically speaking, there's a lot of demand for dollars right now. Not because it's a safe haven, but because it's how you park cash. It's a temporary technical event. And just like silver went to $11.99 in April of 2020, it's doing the same thing. It's liquidating down because of dollar strength. Flip side that, and you have a big rally in silver once the dovish pivot comes. The dovish pivot may come after the July meeting, July 26th, July 27th. The Fed will raise by 75 basis points. That will take them to 225. That's about neutral. They're going to start to communicate that what they're doing is exhausting itself and basically blink that, hey, we're turning dovish.
One of the Fed leaders already has indicated that we don't probably need to raise rates that much they're already indicating that there could be that pivot towards dovishness.
Sure.
I think it's coming quicker than expected.
Yes, because the markets have really priced in so much of the worst side. Do you remember what caused the bottom in April 2020? It was the Fed saying we will buy all the junk bonds of the Wilshire 5000. Literally, we will buy every junk bond in America. In September, they disclosed that they bought 0 junk bonds. 0. All they had to do was say it, and that gave the markets all of the confidence that the Fed is there if need be, and that unclogged everything. The same thing will happen this time. When the Fed starts to talk about pivoting, the markets will change. So silver, in my opinion, once the dollar goes back from its 21-year highs compared to other fiat currencies, start to go down. When the risk-on environment starts to return and we're moving back from cash into equities, bonds, alternatives, VC, growth, etc. As we start to do that, silver will start to turn around. So to me, silver is much more discounted than gold. In other words, silver will make its 25 to 30% move before gold does his. Okay.
So silver leads gold, you think, in this recovery?
Yes.
Okay.
Silver leads gold in this recovery. I think that we will probably see silver in this cycle go between 35 and 42 an ounce.
Okay.
With gold, I think that what we need to realize is that gold has done exactly what gold needs to do. Anyone that is listening to this call and owns gold should understand that he is a phenomenal investor in 2022. Any hedge fund that is 100% gold in 2022 looks like a genius, because gold is down like 2% year to date?
Right.
I mean, do we need to speak any longer about this stuff?
That's a great hedge. It's a great hedge.
Exactly what it needs to do. If you look at Apple, at Microsoft, at companies that people thought were not vulnerable, Netflix. Every home in America has Netflix. Netflix is down 75%. So gold is done amazing. Bitcoin, which people were like, this is the digital gold. Well, no, it's not digital gold or anything, because it was born in this cycle of QE and zero interest rates, and it has never seen rate hikes in its life the way we're seeing right now. It has proven that you just don't know how it behaves. And I think that that's the lesson here. Gold has proven itself to behave tremendously in 2022. And I think that that's what people should consider. I do believe that gold, if the Fed pivots decisively, it will be a 2,000 by the end of the year. If they really pivot, be it after July, more likely in September, you will see a good rally in gold. Perhaps a September to December rally in gold and silver.
And you think a pivot is very likely in 2022?
It's guaranteed. The market has done what it needs to do. The Fed has nothing to offer. Nothing to offer. If it continues to raise rates, it just makes everyone poorer. It doesn't fix anything. So, people that had $1 million at the start of the year, if they had a 60-40 portfolio for their retirement, they lost 20% of their life savings in 6 months. So I think that's what we're going to see. Just to let you know, the end of cycle price target for gold remains $2,582 an ounce for me.
That's the end of the bull cycle price?
Yes.
Say? Okay.
Yes. To me, that's the end of the cycle. 25. And if you go to wealthresearchgroup.com/11, the number 1111, you can see the 11 catalysts on how we get there. So
great. I'll include those links, by the way, in the description of this video.
Anyways,
Lior, always fascinating, never boring. I really want to thank you for your insights. Any last words before we wrap it up?
No, I think we've started the second half. Let's go.
All right. I look forward to talking with you again soon.